What is up, NerdzGotWordz Universe?
What's up, everybody?
Howdy do.
Long time no see.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
We've all been pretty busy, but we didn't just waste time here. We have a magical green screen.
We upgraded, baby.
Do we know how to use it?
Hell no!
Yeah, probably not. But anyways, we're here to talk to you today about Death on the Nile.
Today.
I fixed it. I said today.
Already off to a hot start.
We're talking about Death on the Nile, guys.
Yes, we are.
Now, this was just a detective whodunit. So,
Yeah.
was it a masterpiece? Like, was it a true Sherlock Holmes detective sleuthing? Or did we miss The Murder Killed Us as well, so that we didn't have to watch the rest of this stale movie? Find out about it later on. But first, like always, we're going to do our initial ratings. I guess I'll start. The movie sucked.
You always start. What do you mean?
All right, fine. Go. What were your
No.
anticipated?
You already started.
Oh my god. So what were my initial thoughts going into this? I expected it to be like a cut and dry murder mystery. Just like one of those basic whodunits, and then you kind of figure out as you go, or, you don't figure it out as you go along. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we made a bet. We're like, who did it? I said it was Surrey. I wish it was Surrey.
I thought it was the doctor.
I was like, let Wakanda kill somebody. So, yeah, I'd give it a probably once is good enough going in. I was like, murder mysteries, they're not too often where you can watch it multiple times. It's like, who the killer is. Yeah. And if you start it again later on, I'm pretty sure it'll click back into you once you see the characters, who the killer is again. Yeah. So, with me, I give it a once is good enough. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I was more along the lines of the same thought process as you.
Yeah.
But it was just like you said. It's just a classic whodunit. You just had to figure it out as the movie went along, and if you didn't, like me, you're an idiot. I was way off.
Yeah,
Jesus. I think we all were way off. But anyway.
Not me with my awesome detective skills.
God.
Yeah.
I was like, it's them.
Oh, no.
Anyway. No one's ever in love like that.
Oh, God. Anyway, spoiler warning right now,
apparently. I was going to say.
Yeah. Good job, Adrian.
But, I mean, everyone in the boat was in love, so just saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, some of them were simping, and some of them were being simped for.
Okay, but either way, I thought my thing was once is good enough.
I agree. What do you think about it, Adrian?
Honestly, same. Once was good enough. It's not like a masterpiece. It's not like, oh crap, that was good, or oh shit, I didn't see that happening. But it's just that once it was good enough. But it made me want to read the book though.
Yeah,
a lot more. I'm still working on the one before.
Look, see, we read.
Well,
Shy reads.
Allegedly, we read.
I still gotta go through the first one. I haven't even watched the other one too. Which one's called?
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah,
oh, I saw that one. I think that one was better than this one.
I think
but
I agree.
What did you think about it, Shy?
I read sometimes.
I also think once is good enough. Going in again, I was reading the book after seeing the trailers. I decided to read the book before seeing the movie. But yeah, once is good enough because it's a murder mystery. Once you know who did it, you know who did it.
Yeah, it's not like Clue, where in Clue it gives you multiple endings where you just can elaborate further on which ending you believe was the actual ending. This one's like, all right, they did it. You're dead.
Wait,
yeah.
Let's move on.
How many endings did Clue have? They had like 4, right?
Yeah, 4.
A lot. Way too much.
So let's get to the real reason why we even thought about seeing this movie, Wonder Woman.
Yes! Gal Gadot.
Good Lord, yes!
I saw Surrey, I was like, okay. And I saw Wonder Woman, I said, Surrey, who? Wonder Woman, and she was the main character.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Spoiler warning here.
Spoiler warning, huge spoiler warning. For anybody that didn't see this movie, go click off, watch the movie, click back onto us.
It's worth seeing in the movie.
You know the drill.
Yeah.
We've done this enough times now.
Yes. She was like the main / kind of not the main. She was just the rich girl. She was the rich girl.
Yes, she
and
was.
everyone wanted a piece of the pie, essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all being fake friends, basically.
Except for
Pretty
the
much.
doctor.
Yeah.
Was it the doctor?
The doctor, he
Well-
was the Lord. He don't need no money.
The doctor was in love with her.
Yes.
Wait, really?
Right.
The
He
doctor was in love
that
with her.
flew over my I thought he was just there. He's like, oh, I'm just here for the money.
No!
He literally
He's
said
a-
he was
he's
in
a
love
He
with
was
her.
Lord.
engaged to her.
He was engaged to her before.
But then she
Right, I
left him.
forgot
she left him
Yeah.
for this dude, for Simon Boyle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's not like he didn't do the same thing.
Right.
It's a plot twist on
So
that.
this movie kind of starts off with a backstory that could have been summed up in 10 minutes, essentially. We get some backstory on the detective himself.
Yep.
And for the first 40 minutes or so, I was like, can someone die already? What is going
Adrian and I thought we were in the wrong movie.
Yeah, so it just kind of snails its way along. So it's like, okay, this guy's the detective. He was in the war. He's like super like he's observative and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
he
he's
doesn't
very
look like-
observant.
he doesn't look like that kind of person either.
Yeah.
He just looks like a normal person who just likes to eat desserts. And I was like, what makes him such a good detective? And then when he starts doing interviews with every single person, I was like, oh, he can do his job.
Yeah.
And so his initial job was to kind of figure out if Suri's worthy
Hang on,
of...
before you did that, there was an explosion where the war happened, and I turned to Ryan when we saw his facial injuries.
Yeah.
Like
I was,
half of his face was
yeah, I was like, Two-Face. If you get the joke.
I was like, that'll heal. I mean, he might have some scarring,
No,
bio nerd
that's the thing that
aspect.
bugged me too. His face looked like it got really fucked up,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't show a scar.
Yeah.
But his
mustache
lip, right?
hid it.
mustache
Yeah.
the other-
Yeah.
His mustache hit it.
That bugged me. I was like, dude, got like his whole face sliced off, and it's fine. There's like no makeup, nothing. It's just fine to heal.
Yeah.
I caught BS. It should have left the scar.
All right, go
It
ahead.
did.
Continue.
So he was
Look.
initially there to
Huh?
investigate Suri and see if she was like worthy of marrying. Wait, what was his name? The
Book?
basically-
Book.
Yes.
yeah,
Book.
book, which was
What is his name in the book, though? Because it's not the same name.
In his own words, book.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he's French, so naturally he pronounces half the words wrong. You know, he was like, "What? How do you call vegetables?" He was like vegetable. I was like, "What the?" I was
A
like,
veggie table or
oh
something.
yeah, veggie
Yeah,
table.
Okay,
veggie tables.
he's Belgian, first off. That's why he speaks French.
No, it is called vegetables.
Yeah,
Vegetables.
I was like, so he was there to investigate Suri, and then it so happens
No offense to our French audience. We love you.
they already surrendered, dude.
Oh my god. Okay.
So that's why he was there. So he wasn't this, picked out of the blue. Like, it kind of initially led us to believe. I was like, why the hell is he there? So later on,
He
events.
was on vacation.
So basically, events start happening to, like, Wonder Woman is suspicious. And I know what you think. She's Wonder Woman. Just go beat everybody up. But
Honestly,
this is a different movie.
Yeah.
So she kind of hires on, her and her husband kind of hire on the detective who's already doing a job to kind of do a new job. She doesn't really trust any of these people. And, she has reasons to not trust them, except for the two old ladies. What are they going to do?
Just suspicious
Yeah.
of them too.
Yeah,
Because they were on basically
because it's
their
her godmother.
Godmother.
and-
yeah, and her nurse,
her
And
nurse
her
mate.
nurse
Yeah,
slash
her nurse
mate
but
slash life partner. Yeah.
but in the end, it just made them look like they were just there for her money too, though. To
Yeah.
be honest,
Mhm.
So,
free trip to Egypt on the Nile on a fancy boat.
even before that, the best friend before she got
Jacqueline?
all love her, all but her because of her boo thing went to her instead of staying with Jacqueline. She was originally there just because she wanted to be her friend. She wasn't there for
Yeah.
the money in the beginning, but now she's like, "You stole my man's. I'm coming after you."
she has like 20 cars, so slashing one tires on one car is not going to do a big difference.
Yeah.
So she said, I must do more.
I'm gonna sink your boat.
I'm gonna blow it up.
So I'm kind of curious. The book's there, but let's be honest, Shy's the only one that read it.
yeah.
So let's dive into the book, Shy, and what were kind of the big differences between the
Everything.
movie and the book, because
Yeah.
Shai said that it was just
A
completely left and right field here.
A lot. Some characters were more than one character, like Book. Or no, not Book. The Doctor was like 3 characters in one in the movie.
He was
Huh?
the
The
Lord.
Doctor. So there's in the book. There's Dr. Bessner. Windlesham's a separate guy, and then the Lord was a different guy.
And
There's-
they like lower the character amount in the movie, right?
They lowered the character amount in the movie,
Huh.
so some of them
that
are.
sucks.
You know, to save money, obviously. That's why.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old lady and her nursemaid / life partner. There's 3 of them. The girl's actually the nurse, and there's like the old lady's cousin.
You
And
mean
then
to
the
tell
old
me
lady.
there's a love triangle?
Yeah,
in this
that's what I was
No.
thinking.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, wait a minute, what?
I was like, the nerf loved the old lady, loved the lady, loved the...
The nurse.
And what else?
Were the
Well-
singer and the daughter the same thing?
So the
No,
No.
in the movie, it's a singer and an aunt. I mean, the
it's
aunt
an aunt and a
the
niece. In the book, it's a mother-daughter, and the mom. I think it's this one. These 2 that the mom writes like erotic novels, and they don't sell.
What?
So
Huh.
she becomes a singer.
No, there's no singing happening in
Oh,
this
there's
book.
no singing in the book.
No
Oh!
singing happening in
Never
this
mind.
book.
Oh, so this singer
Just
was...
there
How
for
did it go
the-
from erotic novels to singing?
Because the aunt is a singer in the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
So I thought she was a singer in the book, but
And-
She's the erotic novel. Right.
Read your
It's either
books,
her
kids.
or it's the guy's mom. I forgot which one.
Jesus.
Or one of the moms or something writes erotic novels and it doesn't sell, so
Huh.
I think it's that one.
Interesting.
So I can see the
Poirot was
singer
actually there
aspect.
on vacation. He doesn't have a other separate thing that he's supposed to be doing.
Uh-huh.
He meets up with one of his other friends on this trip, and
Oh,
that
s-
guy is supposed to be looking for another murderer that's on the boat, which is 2 characters that don't even exist in the movie.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a completely different thing.
Yeah, that's...
I kept looking at him saying that wasn't in the book, that wasn't in the
So,
book, that wasn't in
the
the book.
detective investigating Suri's character for Book's mom, that's something that was just created
That never
for the
happened.
movie.
Yep.
But in the book, it was his friend that was there.
Looking
who-
for some other murderer, which is another character that doesn't exist.
And isn't
Wow.
Book more of an asshole in the book?
Yes, so Book, whatever I don't remember what his name is in the book, because I think they changed that. He's the mean one, the mom is the nice one that likes Poirot. But they don't actually know each other.
Book's the best character.
Yeah.
That's what I
Well,
told her.
We'll get to another point that's different, I just don't want to say it
Book,
yet.
Book just wants to
But-
fly his green kite on the
Yeah, that doesn't happen
pyramid.
either. That doesn't happen either.
So, was how the murder was committed, was that the same?
Yes, that was the same. The only thing that's different is in the book, the murderer puts a J, so it looks like it was Jacqueline.
Oh, so there was only
Wait,
one
Jay?
murderer in the book.
What for?
Jacqueline J starts with a J.
Oh.
So there's
Very
only one
interesting.
murderer in the book.
Wait, is there one murder?
There's
still
2?
right?
It's still the
okay.
same ones.
Oh,
Okay. So,
Well, I guess technically there's 3 with the other one that other guy's
Right.
looking
It's all
for.
coming back to me.
Yeah. So one thing I wish this movie kind of did was better was normally in these movies the goal is to make every character suspicious, so that way it would be more difficult for the audience to figure it out. But this movie didn't really do it all that well.
The book did a better job with that.
Yeah. This movie kind of interview, they get offended and then they try and hide stuff, and then that's kind
How
of their
dare you
only
accuse
that's
me,
like
yeah.
their only suspicious aspect, whereas, I just
Yeah.
felt I wanted a little bit more, but it did have like little cues, like the husband's like, "Don't worry, I'll
Yeah.
take care of you," to the assistant.
And in the book, I'll get to other parts that are different in the book as we kind of get to them.
Oh, he took care of her, all right.
Well, yeah, in the book, as the whole thing's happening, he's all worried about Jacqueline and saying like, "Is she okay? Is she gonna be okay? Like, he's super worried about her and like, oh, she didn't do it. Like, she didn't do it, and hyper defending her.
Interesting.
Meanwhile, in the movie, it's like that piece of like that bee, all that stuff. One
Yeah.
thing I thought that was so how this murder in this movie was executed was, they get into a heated argument like, "Oh, I never loved you," and she got all emotional, and so she shot him. And, they went to go get the doctor. For some reason, I don't know why everyone needed to leave that room to
Honestly,
go find
yeah.
somebody. Someone should have stayed with the person that got shot. while the other one got the doctor. So they all kind of, Scooby-Doo it, gang, let's split up. So they all leave, and so they all think, oh, it's Jacqueline shot. Jacqueline has the gun, and, so she's probably committing these murders that we see later on.
Mm-hmm.
However, while he was in the room alone, that's kind of where, like, he gets a little suspicious. Later on after the movie, I thought.
Yeah, because later on you see the gun get thrown out.
Yeah.
Out of the boat, and I was like, oh, it had to be him. Because he was literally the only one in the room with the gun.
I initially was suspicious because, first off, if in the very beginning of the movie, they show up at, like, the club, and she's like, oh, yeah, go dance with my man. That never happens. So it sounds like...
Are you going to let your attractive friend let me dance with her? And
it's all like that?
It's all not even... It's not even side-to-side ballroom dance. It was like...
It's like
full-on body. I was like, just take your clothes off already and do it like there.
Now, if it was like...
Sorry, Ryan. That whole thing, not a part of the book.
Okay. So, now...
It would have been too erotic.
Now, if it
No,
was...
that whole part where he's in the restaurant and they're all there and everything, not a part of the book at all.
Yeah, so
Good to know.
So if it was like friends, that you've known for years, it's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. They've been friends for years. I guess maybe that might be okay. She's like, hey, here's your first meeting with this dude. Go do slutty dancing. Go on. Like, what the?
I trust you.
Yeah, like, I understand they're girlfriends, but, like, you just met this dude.
Yeah,
and then the next scene.
And they weren't even dancing, like, conservatively. Well, at least,
not at all.
at least he wasn't. This man.
Freaking 6 months later. Oh,
fucking
married.
I was like, oh, they got married. That's nice. And then you see him with Gadot. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, and so the detective kind of has that knowledge because he's there investigating Suri's character, who's already there.
What made it more interesting is that he was actually also there when they were in the club. Basically.
Yeah, that's what I was bringing up. It's like,
what a coincidence.
Yeah, what a coinky dink.
Another thing that I thought was weird was Jacqueline's like, here you go, detective, I got a gun. I'm like, why the fuck you showing that man a gun?
That does happen in the book. But it's a pearl-handled pistol. It doesn't look like that.
She said, "Look at my bedazzled gun."
My bedazzled.
Well, what'd you guys think of that scene? Like, was that scene okay? She's kind of sus just because she has a gun, or do you think she's kind of sus? Honestly, like just in general? They
would have kept him guessing more if she didn't show him the gun.
That's because
then they'll be like, "Where did the gun come from?
Yeah,
who had the gun?" Like, you see, it makes more sense.
Yeah. So,
but I think the only reason they showed it was because in the end they wanted to make the scene where she shoots him.
Well, like, when you think about it, she's showing him the gun, so that way when she gets meds and is knocked out in the bed, it's like, okay, alibi. And then obviously, the husband couldn't do it because he got shot in the leg. What's he going to do? Wobble up to go shoot his wife?
All the way at the other side of the boat?
Yeah. So,
I still call that Cav, how he did all that.
What did you think about that whole thing?
I was just trying to keep up with everything, to be honest. I was just like, how the hell is this all happening right now? But, I mean, to your point, they did kind of make it obvious to their point of oh, he'd accuse them of oh, how dare you? And then they'd be like, oh, what they actually did and everything like that. And it just narrowed it down pretty easily. Yeah, you can cut off Laura Farquaad immediately. Yeah. And the two old ladies, yes, I know, there's no age for a murderer, but come on.
But they really had no real beef.
I mean, one of them,
even in that scene alone, they were like, are you accusing me of murder? It is a problem of his. He does that quite a lot. And he's like, it is a problem, I admit.
I mean, it's easier to suspect everybody than nobody.
No, nobody, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say in the book, they did a better job of keeping it more mysterious than not, because there's other possibilities in the book that they kind of create.
In the book, it just sounds like there's more chess pieces to work with here.
Yeah, I need you guys to read the book and come back to me.
Let me finish on my manga first. I got at least
Let me finish Ahsoka first.
Oh yeah,
how's that going?
We're at the end of the week.
We're at the end of the week. Yeah.
Hey, I got one more day.
You got
okay.
30,
how many?
30 pages left.
30 pages left.
So, what kind of kind of follows out with this
Now,
movie
see this?
is
Unbelievable.
Wonder Woman dies first. Which, first off, I low-key did not initially expect her dying.
To die first, honestly.
I had a
Especially
feeling
since
she
she was
was
the main
gonna
target.
die,
Yeah.
but a little bit towards the end. Because let's be honest, you know, like the guy playing the Lord, the guy playing the cousin, like who the hell are these people? No offense, but like that's Wonder Woman. You know, I think that they would want to keep that star power later on within the film.
Nope.
Now, the first
throw
40
it
minutes
all
was-
out the window.
Yeah, the first 40 minutes, I was like, somebody die already. And then all of a sudden, like,
It's true. He said it out
Yeah.
loud in the theater.
I did. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, it's like, boom, there's no more traffic on the freeway, and let's just go, because it just took off.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to have a little bit more downtime between each murder
Yeah.
to kind of think about it, but this, it was like murder, sus, like the whole way through.
Well, it's obvious because it's a murder mystery, whatever,
Yeah.
detective
Yeah,
work.
but I would
So
have
you always
liked
have to have someone die and then have some sus
Yeah.
right there.
I would have liked more, like, spaces between
It's like Among
the
Us.
murders.
Someone dies and we all start sussing everything.
Yeah, one thing I'm curious about is outside of Shy, because Shy knows that there's two murderers because of the book, but I mean the book's different from the movie, as you just heard. There's like
Yeah,
two
and that's
different.
not even everything.
Yeah,
That's different.
Did you guys initially suspect two murderers, or did you expect only one person?
I guessed it right off the bat.
Yeah,
so
me
I
too.
guessed too. right when you see them walk in, I was like, it's them.
Yeah, he was like, it's them, and he looked at me, and I just kind
and I
of.
was like,
I mean, it for me, it just made sense that it was two, because the boat is
It's
big,
pretty-
but
it's
it's
big.
not that big.
it's not
And
massive,
like
but
Shai,
it's big.
yeah, and like Shai said, there's a lot less characters. So, you know, someone's always with someone.
Yeah.
You know, if you're alone, you might be alone for maybe a few minutes at most.
Yeah.
And so let's just get right into it. So the first murder is the husband, which, you know,
Yes.
the gold digger, essentially. And
Real.
so, Shai, when did you initially suspect him really early on, or did it take you a little bit closer towards the end to figure it out that he was the murderer, just him?
As I was reading the book, because I'm just going to go based off of that since I read it first, I did kind of suspect that it was him, because the whole thing just seemed weird, but at the same time, I wasn't really sure.
For sure. Yeah, for me, in the beginning, I was like, this is kind of a little weird. It sounds like she kind of set them up. Like, they, you know, Wonder Woman, I don't remember her character. She's going to be Wonder Woman this whole podcast.
Lynette Ridgway, or Doyle, is their married.
She, you know, it's like, as
Yeah,
soon as
yeah,
she showed
yeah.
up, she's like, hey, dance with my man. It's like, okay, she's like trying to build that attachment. Who knows how the rest of that night went? What kind of,
How do you think the rest of that night went?
I don't know, dude. It's like,
in the book,
she
she
made-
does say as soon as she saw him, she knew she wanted him.
yeah, it's like, it's like
Damn.
Jacqueline made herself the third wheel there, which was weird.
Yeah.
So what made me initially sus of him is a little bit more towards the dinner. So it's like, let's just go home where it's safe. And he's like, oh, no, like, let's do this, let's
that
do
was the
that.
big
And
shit.
she- that
I
was kind of,
wait
yeah.
a minute.
that was
I
kind of the.
I was like, you just got married. You supposedly love this woman, but you want to still be around with your ex who might be a little crazy for you.
Yeah, just,
Oh, wait.
just for a trip where you could take later on.
Yeah.
And somewhere that's really hot. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, so
Let's go to Paris.
yeah, that was kind of the, okay, it's him. And what did you think? Did that take you off too at that same moment?
I mean, I honestly didn't know it was him.
Oh yeah, I
Throughout the
forgot.
whole
You
thing,
didn't know
too.
shit.
Yeah,
Wait, who did you think it was in the end? And did you think it was one or two people?
I thought it was one person, to be honest.
And who
Thank you
did you
for
think-
skipping me, by the way.
Who did you think it was?
I thought it was the doctor.
Doctor has all the medication, the
Yeah.
tools.
Plus, he had the motive. She left him, like, at,
True.
not
Yeah.
the altar, but, like, she broke off
yeah.
the engagement.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, it's him.
I
but-
will say that it bothers me that he's three characters from the book because it just doesn't make sense in my brain.
Yeah,
But-
that's a good point.
but
But yeah,
yeah.
no, apparently I was way off.
Well-
Because he was one of the most helpful people on this boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how he kind of narrowed it out for me, because it's like, oh, time of death, this, which is a load of shit. You can't be that he should have done like between around, because he was kind of pretty precise with his time of deaths.
He did say between 12 and 2 for Lynette's.
Yeah,
but with the husband thing, I did not see it coming at all.
What
Like,
the
he's
She's
like
a gold digger.
He was like, I didn't even know.
He's
I thought he really loved her.
I was gonna say that too. He's like,
Yeah.
thought he really loved her.
She's
Like,
over
seemed like he did.
She's
Yeah.
over here. Let's go home. He's like, no, let's go on a boat. Murphy's like, that makes sense.
Okay. She won't catch up to us. And then the second part it was honestly before the boat, was that she kept finding them wherever they went.
Yeah.
So how would she know
could
that?
Jacqueline know?
Yeah, exactly.
And the part where it's like, oh, she bought her boat ticket in advance.
But how would she know?
Yeah.
Because the husband. So
I'm just terrible.
Maybe what happens in the book will make more sense.
Because I think he loved her, but I think he loved her stuff more. And, Jacqueline just loved him and he needed stuff. So that's kind of how this whole plot came about.
Let's just say this. Whenever we play Clue in our game nights, I let my partner handle all the work.
Yeah.
And I'm just along for the ride. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I'm like, Murph, can you move the piece 3 spaces, please?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
So let's get into like the ruling outs. So who did you rule out early on, Adrian?
The old lady and the nurse.
The two that kind of have like a little love thing going on.
They have the love thing, because I was like, they're too old. They're not. They won't be strong enough to like kill off every single person unless they're like sneaky like that. And they're just fucking Game of Thrones shit where they just slice their throat instantly. Some anime shit with old people. But no, like it didn't look like they had motive to like kill. Like they lost the lady lost her money, right?
No, she gave it away, the majority of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But like she gave it away. Well, why would you give it away and then just like, oh shit, I regret it and I need to make more money?
And that's my issue with that character, because it's like, oh, she is inherited all the money, she's in the will. But if they chose someone a little bit younger, that would have been like, whoa, hold on, she's gonna get all that money. But the fact that she's old, and the fact that they already told us about how, she doesn't even really care about money, she just keeps like what she needs to live off of, that was kind of like, okay, we're done with this
that's
character.
basically done. Yeah, so they were off. And then the second one for me was the son and the mom.
Yeah,
because I was like, the mom has money, the son lives off of the mom.
what made me a little suspicious, because there is, I don't remember the quite like criminology for it, but there's those murderers that like get involved in police investigations to kind of get in the police's head as they commit their murders. But I was like, there's no way it's book, he's having money problems, but his mom looks really old, so she, he'll be doing fine. And he's fine running away from the money anyways to be with Surrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Even though he still needed money to be with Surrey.
Yeah.
Because we forgot to add up that he gets also.
Yeah, he tries to steal the necklace.
Yeah.
Which if he saws earlier. So what about you, Shy? Who did you immediately just cancel out as not the murderer? I got rid of the 2 old ladies and the doctor kind of.
The old lady.
You couldn't have told me that from the beginning?
You had to figure it out for yourself.
The doctor. Who else is there?
Yeah,
there's the singer in Surrey. There's the cousin.
Thank you, Adrian,
which I would say.
Well, the cousin.
They did a decent job. I kind of narrowed out the cousin towards the end. They did a decent job with the cousin. The suspicious papers, like all this stuff, him embezzling. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
And she kind of like super analyzed that contract. He's like, wait, get more drunk and then you'll sign it. So
yeah.
I think the cousin was one of the ones
that flew out of my head too. I didn't even notice that either.
Yeah.
That to sign the contracts.
But... Yeah, he just wanted her to sign the papers, and she's like, "No, let me read it." But then it was weird that her husband was like, "Oh, I never read anything. I just sign it."
Yeah, because he's a big old dumb.
Fucking dumbass.
That's why he doesn't. That's why he doesn't have any stuff, because he signs it away.
He would have been the murderer though if that rock hit them.
Yeah,
true.
Because in the middle of one of their stops in the boat, they visit like some ancient
pyramid
Egyptian.
Or something.
No, not a pyramid. It was just like
it's
a temple, a tomb, something like that.
Yeah.
And the husband and the wife were gonna get down and dirty on top of one of those statues, and then
she
then
said,
a boulder falls. Literally. And then a giant boulder starts falling down and it misses them. And I was like, damn, I would have been mad if I was him. I was about to get some with Gal Gadot out in the open.
I really think that scene was there just to throw a little bit more suspicion off of the husband.
Yeah.
Because he's doing all this sus stuff kind of early on.
I also thought in that scene that he was going to push her off. Push her off. And he could have just said it was an accident. Because, the way they're like, how much footing they had, it was like, it could have just been an accident.
Yeah.
Strip.
But I feel like the doctor would have snuffed that out.
Or someone was more likely to see, because you could still kind of see them.
Yeah, true.
So, who did you end up sussing out? Since you
We're
thought the
trying to do
doctor
something.
did it all along.
Oh, God, okay. Well, I thought there were two groups that I thought there's no way.
Jesus.
The doctorine one.
So one thing you take away from this podcast, if one of us dies and he has to solve it, our murderer is getting away.
It wasn't a doctor, I trust him.
Okay, at that point I'm hiring professionals.
Yeah.
But the two groups I had not doing it were the aunt singer and the manager niece, Suri, and Book and his mom. Like there's just no way. Book's just there to fly kites off of pyramids. And
Listen.
just fuck around and do dumb shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing up there? I'm flying a kite.
I'm flying a kite. What's it look like I'm doing?
Book's here for a good time, not a long time.
Honestly.
And his mom just sounds like, they kind of presented her as she's wealthy enough, she doesn't need to kill to get money. She has plenty of money.
She has plenty of money, exactly.
Another issue I had with this
The rest of them were sus.
was Suri and the singer. I felt like they didn't get enough screen time to kind of matter. Really.
Yeah.
All they kind of were like Suri was just an alibi, and then the singer, I don't know what she was, the singer just was gone.
She was like hardly ever there. I feel like we hardly saw her.
Yeah, and
which could have made her look very suspicious, but at the same time, I didn't see much of a motive for them to be the killers either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they look like they have a perfect business. They're always getting bugged. They're playing at like expensive places, so it's like money isn't an issue. So and everyone who was there was basically for the money.
And I feel
unless they wanted to kill someone.
The way the singer presented herself, it's like if she wanted to shoot you, she wouldn't do no sneak. She'd shoot you right in front of your face.
Yeah.
She's so like, what you got there hiding? And I was like, pistol. Don't make me use it.
Yeah, and so just like talking through this logically, you're only thinking, okay, well, logically, you're only thinking, okay, you're kind of narrowing down the suspects. Yeah. I will say that Jacqueline's alibi was pretty solid about her being drugged up. Mm-hmm. That was pretty good. I think the whole how they murdered Wonder Woman was kind of silly. Like,
honestly, yeah.
I understand. Okay, initially when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's probably a blank. Because from how close she was, you didn't see, like, blood would have spattered out. And the fact that he was like, oh! I was like, did she is Jacqueline a clone trooper or something? No, a stormtrooper, not a clone trooper. Clone trooper would have hit it.
Yeah.
In the book, Simon has more of an alibi too, because once he is shot, he legit can't move and he has a fever and it gets infected and everything. So in the book, he has a better alibi because he just sits in the doctor's room and can't move.
Yeah. So what happens is she shoots her blank. They get all heated, emotional. They take her away, to be drugged up because she was like gonna kill herself.
Well, panicking and all
that. But what happens if they did? She'd be like, "Hey, what if they didn't do anything?
Like, is anybody gonna stop me?
Yeah,
no, shoot yourself."
So
I'm serious. Is anybody gonna stop me?
Yeah, like literally.
Okay then. No,
I'm gonna do it.
Kind of delayed. So they take her out. So, you need the entire family to be removed. Meanwhile, the man that's shot, bleeding to death is by himself.
In the end, the people that were in the room was just like 4 people.
Yeah, it was Book, Suri, Jacqueline, and the husband. So apparently the husband becomes Usain Bolt level speed, runs to the complete other side of the boat, up the stairs, managed to have time to muffle the shot, kill her, run back down.
He also had
throw the stuff over the boat.
He also had to reload it.
He had to reload the gun, shoot himself before they came back. Now, I don't know how this boat wasn't that big. Like, the doctor ran back to the room. So I don't even. That's
and the doctor's room wasn't like all the way in the back either. It's kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
He wasn't at the beginning of the boat either. He was kind of a little bit of like a trot away, I want to say.
And then it's also the fact that no one even heard him running.
Yeah.
Like he literally bolted to all the way to the other side, covered up the pistol to make the muffle sound not so loud, shoots her, runs all the way back. I was like, how are you doing this and not getting caught?
Yeets the handkerchief off the boat, shoots himself, and in the same spot where they saw him get shot initially. Somehow he managed to remember that in the heat of this moment.
And this point also brings up a good like follow up for the second murder as well, because
Luis.
The
Luis
assistant,
Virgin,
the assistant,
right?
Yeah, the assistant.
That saw.
Yeah. She's like, oh, if I didn't stay in and went outside to go smoke, I would have saw who did it.
Yeah, if I got up and went up the stairs and went to the room,
so
then I
did
would
she
have
see it happen, or did you only see him go out?
She didn't say anything because who she saw was right there.
Yeah.
Her like, you know, he's like her employer now, and she thought that instead of ratting him out where she gets no money, she can kind of blackmail him to get money.
More money.
So you know, because she had some issues with her too. You know, she paid her fiance money to get him out of debt, to be like, listen, if you really love her, you won't take this money. And so she kind of has like some disdain, and also how she was.
So he did take the money and then left her, right?
Yeah, that's what she.
And also she had.
That's the one backstory I didn't pay attention to because she didn't.
And remember,
Snow's wife.
Yeah, remember where they were like, oh, you know, why don't you dine with us? Oh, because you know, Lynette doesn't let me dine with them.
Yeah, she
so
doesn't
it's like
me too.
She wasn't the best employer, and I'm sure she had some relief when she died.
Yeah, the way that she died too, some relief. She got crushed.
No, I'm saying some relief when Lynette died.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like,
first
she
off,
did not get any relief when she died. Like, she got crushed by the water wheel.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird, because you would think being a detective, you don't want any outside factors, you know, messing up your interview. Because a lot of the other characters outside of the assistant sort of had a one-on-one, or at least, you know, there was just only one person. They're outside of book. There was like 4 people in that room when he was interviewing the assistant, which is kind of odd.
You know what's also funny? In the movie, well, I don't know if the book they did this or not, but he never suspected the employers.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
The boat people?
The boat people.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
like, literally, they, I guess, to save screen time or anything, they were never interviewed, nothing.
No, remember, outside of the...
Not in the book either.
Remember, outside of the captain, everyone else at night was on a little side boat and left the boat.
I know, but some of the murders happened... Well, actually, I guess that takes off, like, the first murder then.
Yeah,
the
second murder happened.
The second murder happened, and they were still there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't suspect any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
okay, well, let's just get right into
closed. That took down half the list.
All right, let's just get right into the second murder. So the husband was with the detective at the time of this, kind of to throw suspicion off of him. You know, it's like, how could I do it? I was with you. Which I don't know why the detective was kind of dragging him around like a little puppy dog.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Not in the book.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it's like, okay, there's definitely 2. And so, how did the second murder happen in the book? Was it the same way?
So, no. So, she has the money, and her throat still gets sliced with the scalpel, but they don't find her in, like, the water wheel thing. She's under her bed in her room, and the money's gone, but she still has a corner of it in her hand.
Okay, so the water wheel was definitely cool. Which, by the way, she was up there, I think, most of the night. You know, how, you know, like, out, like, a crocodile. How did something not bite at her? I don't know.
No, the piranhas or whatever.
Yeah, how did they make her stick that
to the water
wheel?
I think he tied her up to it or something like that.
No, they threw her overboard and she got caught in it.
Yeah. I don't really know I don't really know how.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah, but the husband was like, in the interview, he's like, I'll take care of you. And
don't have to worry about it.
And I think they were trying to imply it's like, oh, you know, it's like, just because Lynette died, you know, I'll keep you employed. I won't fire you. That's what he was trying. That's kind of what he made it seem like. But in actuality, he's like, yo, don't trip. I'll give you some pocket change. Don't worry about it. So
But yeah, she just ends up dying, getting her throat.
So Jacqueline's
Throat.
Throat slice.
Throat slice.
Yeah.
So Jacqueline's still kind of drugged up during this second murder, I believe, right? Because the husband committed the second. No,
Yeah.
Jacqueline
No, she
committed
did.
the
No,
second one.
Jacqueline did the second one.
Wait, so is she the one who basically kills everyone except the first victim?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just like
To throw the sus off of her.
yeah.
One other thing that kind of really bothered me in this movie is that they said, oh, this whole thing was premeditated. They had it all planned out. A lot of these murders just seemed like it was just spontaneous,
Yeah.
Did they already have blackmail money for the assistant? Did they,
Well, I'm pretty sure because the wife, Gadot, or I can't remember their names.
just call her
she's
Wonder Woman,
she's
it's okay.
Wonder Woman, of course. But I'm pretty sure since she's rich, she has money laying around. So obviously she takes it with her. So that's obviously
Well,
the
yeah,
blackmail
but then
there.
the assistant died with the scalpel. Like, did they initially plan to try and frame the doctor with the scalpel?
I think
I
so,
feel like
yeah.
that wasn't.
Yeah.
It's because
The doctor was busy
I
with
shouldn't even say it.
the injured. Yeah, the doctor was kind of
even more like an
busy
idiot.
with
the body,
with the injured
yeah.
husband or the body. It's kind of weird. Yes, Sean.
In the book, the money's different currencies. It's not all one currency. And the scalpel isn't missing. The scalpel is put back in the doctor's stuff.
See? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't care.
Yeah.
When we found out what the cause of death was in the second murder, and I saw the scalpel was missing, I was like, "Yes, my theory's still alive."
I was gonna say
But
the
then
missing scalpel excited you.
Yeah, but then I was like, wait a minute. He would have needed to have the scalpel in order for my theory to still be alive. Damn it!
Oh, yeah, but he's obviously extremely intelligent. He's a doc. And he's like, why would he describe the body so accurately? Like, he's basically snitching on himself.
Yeah.
And also, I think because if he's a doctor, he'd kind of have that like surgical type ability. Like, I think he would just cut it more precise.
Okay, we get
Just
it, Mr.
naturally.
Escape room artist. I'm
I'm
so
just
smart. I solved the murder.
So when did you figure out it was
Jack?
Jacqueline, Shy? Like, when did you figure out the twosome was an actual twosome?
Kind of had an inkling since the beginning, but it just felt too obvious for it to be her.
It really
Yeah.
did. It was just, the husband. I knew it was the husband, and I was like, okay, but who's doing the other murders? And I also felt like he wasn't. The movie didn't try to make him seem more closer with the other people on the boat. Like,
Yeah.
if he was closer more with the cousin, I'd be like, okay, maybe the cousin, because there was a lot of the murders and a lot of the stuff where he was just by himself in his room,
Yeah.
type B, where I was like, maybe it is the cousin. But the fact that
And
They
the
were
cousin
just-
also
And
had
the
a
cousin
pistol.
had
close.
plenty of motive, too.
yeah,
He also had a pistol.
I would have. Well, he had a 45. This man.
Yeah, he had a bigger
he
one.
said, if I would have used
You
this,
said, "I would've
and then it
used
was
this."
used in the next murder, I was
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
that's just too.
Why did you leave your gun on hand?
See, but how is this premeditated? If it's like, I guess did they know he had a gun? They already planned on taking the gun. Like, there's just a lot of
There's
what
just
ifs.
a lot of
Like,
what ifs
did he
that's
plan
just-
to Usain Bolt it across the boat to go kill his wife to
They
be,
must
run
have.
back, shoot himself, take the paint? Like, how did
If you read the book, it explains it. the
how'd
whole
she
thought
know
process.
that?
Read the book, Ryan.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, read the book.
I mean, these two aren't the brightest.
Just like every other
They're
good
not.
like
Sharpest tool
murder
in the
or
shed.
murder mystery, like it's all the murderer always improvises.
yeah,
Like
but
obviously he can't. I was like, all
I
right,
think it was
I'm gonna get
pre-
this bitch in the kitchen right now.
Let's
go.
Premeditated to an extent to where they knew that they were going to do it, just not maybe not necessarily how.
well, yeah,
Because obviously the killing the wife was the fastest thing they could do, but they weren't expecting the assistant to be right there.
Yeah.
I
But
mean-
there's always that misstep that always happens.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's not always perfect when
And
it
then
comes to murder.
let's just get it right into the third and final murder. God
The
damn
saddest
it.
one.
I mean,
The saddest one. Book. Did Book have to die?
no,
If
yeah.
it makes you feel better, in the book he doesn't.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, that's comforting.
There is a
at
third
least.
murder. It's just not him.
So who's the third murder in the book?
The mom, the aunt who in the book is a mom. So the singer who's not a singer in the book.
They killed the singer.
Yeah.
So it was
Interesting.
Lynette, then the assistant, then someone else for the
then
third
someone else, because she was talking the same thing where she was talking and saying what she saw, and then they came and killed her while she was about to say who she saw.
Okay.
Book got Suicide Squad treatment, shot right in the neck.
Yeah.
Right, he got John Cena, literally.
In the middle of his interview.
Right in the middle
Yeah.
of the neck. Now, one thing I didn't really like is, yeah, he was, he saw them because he was stealing and all that stuff, but he didn't have to say that he saw the first murder. He could have just said that he saw the second murder.
Yeah.
And I guess he said during the second murder that he was putting the necklace back,
Yeah.
but he didn't have to say that. He could have just said that he was walking to get a drink, walking to do something, because he had, zero sus on him. So I think if he told the inspector, if he just told the inspector, I was out late, I went to get a snack or a drink, he'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like that whole thieving necklace thing, it makes sense, but I just feel that he didn't need to hide it. I don't know why he thought he did. Like,
Well,
they're friends, he's not going to go snitch on him when the boat lands.
yeah, in the book, it's a whole thing, and the detective Poirot already has it figured out that he's like, yeah, this is what you did. You stole the necklace, you put it in a cross or something, and then you put a fake back.
So did he put the necklace with his mom's stuff?
No, so him and his cousin or something, Joanna, have this.
Who doesn't exist in the movie, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, Joanna.
So they go back and forth and whatever, and they're always together when things get stolen. So they steal jewelry and then they sell it and they get a fake to replace it. So with this, it's a pearl necklace in the book. So he steals the pearl necklace, puts it in a hollowed out cross, and then puts a fake back.
Okay.
Or the mom finds the.
So it was just to sell it. It wasn't for money. But in the book, did Book's mom have money?
They kind of had money, but
not to the level of the status in the movie where they're
No.
balling. Okay. So much change from the book. I understand the whole point of not needing to have as many people, but they kind of just went off the source material. It was like,
basically,
it says
very
It
loosely
literally
based
took-
off the
It
book.
literally took a 180 from the book.
yeah, that was something else. So he gets shot, and then we do end up seeing that it is a woman running away.
Yeah, I
you
saw
can
that
kind
too.
of
and I
tell
was
from
like,
just
it's a woman.
you can just tell kind of from her silhouette. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, that's a chick.
Yeah.
And then when
I've seen plenty of chicks. I know that's a chick.
yeah, and then when the detective was chasing her down through the whole boat, missing every shot too.
Wasn't Jacqueline wearing kind of a similar color type thing to what she was running away
No,
with
she
earlier?
was wearing a complete she was wearing something white while the
When they came back.
when they came
Yeah.
back. But the
How'd she
thing
have
that
time
gave
to
it
change?
but the thing that gave it away in the end that it was her was when she was literally the last person to pop out from everyone else.
Yep.
She was like,
Mhm.
"It's her."
She went, whoof.
Honestly, just went whoosh, and then it was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Bitch, it's you."
Why did you know what you
But
did?
why did it take the detective going up them for them all to be like, huh? Like, you heard a gunshot.
Honestly, I was like, the boat's not that big.
It's not.
"What happened?" And I was like,
Are y'all that clueless?
It's not like
me.
it's not like it's the other one where it's a entire train.
Right.
If you're on one end, the other one, closer to the engine, you might not hear it. This is just a boat on the Nile that has no birds. There's no sound effects of animals anywhere near.
Yeah.
no huge fishes or anything in the water.
There was not a single
Yeah.
crocodile. Although it did kind of zoom in randomly on fish and stuff, which
The
made no
piranhas,
sense
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Piranhas, and I was like, is someone gonna get eaten? Nope.
Nope.
So the third murder was the homie, and the husband kind of signaled. I forgot what he said, but he kind of signaled to her.
He said
to kill
something
him.
that
He
signaled.
said,
"Come on, tell me," or something like that. I forgot.
he said, come on.
Oh
I think
yeah,
he just said, come on, or something.
Anyway,
Something like that.
which is
got
weird.
iced.
During an interrogation, there's just random silence where he could do these code words.
Yeah, that was throwing me off a little bit. I was just like, what is going on here? This is sus.
I will say how they did the inspector, I really liked. How he was sus of everyone, asking questions. Like, no one was off limits. He wasn't afraid to dive in deep. And just from a few questions, he was able to suss stuff out that had no... he was able to suss out motives. Like, okay, you're stealing money, you're stealing this. Like, no one said that. He was able to just figure it out.
Like we said in the beginning, he's very good at his job.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't look like...
he's literally the best in the world, according to book. Which
and he's like, but that's not a lie. I am the best in the world. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, and I felt like the whole side plot of Book and then Sari and then the mom not I felt like that was kind of dumb.
I was like,
it had no point to the movie. Like they weren't gonna murder for love. Why would Book kill her? They're kind of almost like BFFs. Why would he kill her when he has his own financial income? He has his own money.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that whole thing was just dumb.
When mom was like, I will not approve this engagement or
and
marriage.
then when he died, it's like, my best friend.
But the part was the mom saying that she was like, she doesn't give him his blessing. I was like, just say you're racist and there. I was like, just say you're racist and there, we're done.
Yeah, I mean,
that's essentially what it was. To
the
be
love
honest.
affair was, I would say, the only reason why the detective that was there, and the reason why he stole the necklace and was able to see these two murders. Outside of that, this love affair really didn't matter. Was there a love affair in the book type thing?
Yeah, the son, who I think his name was Timothy in the book.
Timothy.
And
they killed Timothy too.
Good Lord, I'm glad they changed that.
And Rosalie, they still had a thing. So
it sounds like there was a lot more murders from the book to the movie.
Yeah.
How many murders were there in the book? Or is it also 3?
Okay.
The producer murdered more people than
than
the actual movie itself.
Race is missing. Dr. Bessner's missing.
What would you guys say that you kind of disliked the most about this film?
Hold on.
Outside of the book being completely different, Shai's ready to rip this movie
But it
apart.
has nothing. It's nothing like the book.
What were you gonna say?
No. I'll get it to that after this.
Okay. Well, what about you, Adrian? What was something that just stuck out that you just were this is dumb?
I don't know.
For me, it was the Usain Bolt across the boat to kill her. Managed to find something to muffle the shot. She just happens to need sleeping pills. Oh, well, did you know? Kill her. They could have just made her OD on sleeping pills. Like, what was the point of this Usain Bolt across the boat? Usain Bolt. I said boat. Whatever. To kill him, come back, fake shoot yourself, do this,
Honestly, yeah.
All he had to do was just make her OD on sleeping pills.
Yeah.
Instead of having to do this extremely elaborate plan. That's what bothered me the most.
And that he kind of got caught, but didn't get caught.
Yeah. Oh, and that the inspector just happens to know that on the Nile, which he's only been to a few times, that it would turn like a different color if you use paint or blood, Oh, he just knows it. Okay.
I was like, how'd you know that? But honestly, that was mainly the biggest thing I did was just the first murder.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, how did no one see you? How did no one suspect you? And then the fact that the gun gets thrown out, and I was like, it was him. He was the only one there that was left with the gun.
Yeah, because they kicked it under the chair or something.
I know, but it's not like there's a shit ton of small things everywhere on the floor. Yeah. It's a clean boat. The seats are up high. They have legs, so you can easily see where the gun would be.
Yeah, it was just and he was the only one there, so it's like, who else
would it have been?
Did Casper steal the gun?
Did Casper?
Who knows? What about you, Mark?
Casper.
I mean, you thought it was the doctor the whole time. Is there anything that kind of stuck out to you, or did the thing that bothered you is that the fact the doctor wasn't the killer? What bothered you here?
No, the thing that bothered me the most was the fact that I was wrong. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It just didn't make sense. The whole motive, at the end, the whole scheme, why didn't they just do it then?
Why'd they have to do it on the boat?
Why did it have to go this long and thought out. Like I understand
Well, in the end,
where
they
they're coming
wanted to
from,
get
but-
all the money, and all the money would have gone to the husband.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, in the end, the motive was for the money,
But
even though
she could have done so much better. Like,
I mean, he wasn't even fully in the will.
Who wants to be
Yeah.
who wants to be with a guy that has half a porn stash like I do right now? Like, that awkward phase right now. But-
when I first saw him, and I was like, "Who? What's his name? The guy who plays the main character in La La Land."
Ryan
Ryan.
Gosling.
I thought he was like a cheaper version of Ryan Gosling. At first, I was like, oh, "Ryan Gosling, they got him for this movie." And then I was like, "Oh no, that's just a cheaper version of it." And the way I looked at
That's
it,
not the.
Slightly off topic. You know he's done with acting.
yeah, because
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Gosling, really?
Mhm.
Oh, that I didn't know.
They didn't
Yeah.
get the DLC version, Ryan Gosling. They got one of the lower tier versions.
Yeah, I heard it on something like a news outlet, but
Really?
but yeah, no, it'd be worth looking into. Anyway, last part of it, well, second to last. What did we think of the ending?
Oh, of them killing themselves.
Oh my God! Yes, there we go.
Your time has come.
Now I know what was the most part that I hated.
They
The
end.
fact that they shot each other with that small ass pistol, and it went through both of their bodies.
That was
That's the
amazing.
thing that pissed me off the most. in the
How
movie.
did that even
Yeah,
happen?
there's no way.
I
Is
literally
there, like,
forgot.
Are they like double jointed or something? Like, how the hell did they even do
Well, they
that?
hugged
and you
her
saw
kinda
the
like
bullet
that.
too. It's a
They were
small
hugging.
bullet,
Oh, they hug that boo. Okay, got
but
it.
it's a small caliber.
I mean,
It
let's
couldn't
be
have
honest.
Gone through and
The
killed them.
bullet,
yeah,
the
if
bullet
anything,
didn't
it
even.
just goes through one of them.
When
Yeah.
when he shot himself, the bullet didn't even clear through his leg. There's
Exactly.
no way it would have did.
It didn't do
Yeah.
that.
That
All
was not
that.
a double kill weapon. Okay.
No.
It's not.
Also,
It's
he's
not a-
like, he's holding the gun. She's like, "Give me the gun, baby." Yeah, let's just give the gun to the psycho bitch that just killed 2 people earlier. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Shit.
In
Go ahead,
the book.
Shy. What happened? What happened in the book?
What happens in the book, Shy?
So they take Simon out on a stretcher once they get to their port. They take him out
Yes.
on the stretcher because his leg's infected, like he can't walk.
Yes.
She shoots him
Oh,
and then shoots herself.
so she just kind of snipes his ass.
She says something to him, shoots him, and then she shoots herself.
I
the
would-
same thing in the movie. Like we're gonna get through this or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, it was a bit poetic. That's like he wanted
Oh,
stuff
so
and he ended up
they
with
die
nothing.
once they already get off the boat.
Yep, everyone's getting off the boat. They take him first because he needs to go to the hospital.
Yeah, but you saw.
She shoots him.
But they already found out.
They're off-
They already like figured out who's.
Oh yeah,
who-
they know it's them.
Okay.
And they
So
Wait,
how
wait,
did
yeah.
so how did
They
this
didn't
bitch get a
take
gun?
they didn't take the gun away
How
from
did they
her.
not take it with?
It is.
So that's the flaw of the book.
It is poetic justice that they went out the way that they did, though, because they
Yeah.
they had 2-on-1 guns. They're not going to win that. And B, in the beginning of the movie, she said that queens always die with their pharaohs, and they always
they
stay
always
together
get
forever.
buried. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then the whole-
then like
Not Cleopatra.
and then she did yeah, not Cleopatra, but for different reasons. But yeah, she said that way they would be together forever.
Forever.
Mhm.
I
And
mean,
then
She was like,
she
That
said
was
that
if I
as,
look and
she
see what
said
Texas
that
says.
as she shot them both. Like
so this bitch was mad crazy in love.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like that guy wasn't ready to die either. He's like, nah,
Nah.
we're gonna get our shit ready.
even when he got shot, he was just like, "What the
I was
hell?"
like, "Fucking
I know. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that she shot them. It's just, they had 2 guns. It was 2 against 1. But for some reason they didn't tell her toss the gun or something. She's just like she's holding it like this. They're just like, we got 2. They didn't try to take the gun away from her. They know she's crazy. She would have tried to take one of them down. Who knows? She could have tried to shoot it out anyways. It was just like, there's just... Now, it may seem like we're nitpicking, but this is a damn murder mystery. We have to nitpick to figure this shit out.
True.
Yeah. Jacqueline, I think they should have made her a little bit less crazy.
Yes.
And
She was borderline psychotic.
And I think they should have made the singers a little bit more suspicious.
Yes.
I
they
would
should
say
have.
the only one that had a decent amount, or almost not perfect, but almost their level of suspicion was the cousin.
Yeah.
The singer needed more. They needed more suspicion on them.
But at the same time, for that, they needed like maybe a little bit more screen time.
Yeah,
but
they
that's
needed
the
more
other
screen
reason
time.
why I didn't think they were like
The cousin had a good level of suspicion, in my opinion, and he was the only one. That's how I knew it wasn't him. The doctor, he was too helpful. The old lady's like, come on now, let's be honest here. The book's mom was rich. Book, why would he want to do it?
He didn't have the motive to kill someone for money. It was he'd rather steal it to make the money. So there's real no motive there. The accountant, the assistant, I can see why she could have done it, but at the same time, I don't think she would have gone through it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been her.
I don't think she couldn't have done it because, okay, she's dead. Now what? There's no guarantee that the husband would keep her. There's no guarantee about anything. So it's like she's sacrificing her job to go broke. And, the way they seem to me is that the husband would take the money and then he'd marry Jacqueline. They would probably spend it all because they're stupid.
Yeah, and one thing I will point out that they did a nice little touch on. When they carried the dead bodies off the boats, they kind of seemed like they were mummified.
Oh yeah, they did.
Right.
When they were in the stretchers, in which they were in Egypt, obviously, which was a kind of like nice little touch and everything like that. But I'd also like to point out that there were 5 bodies on those stretchers.
Yep.
How many people were on that boat in the beginning of this trip?
Like 12, maybe. Well,
Like
it makes sense that there was 5
as
bodies.
the main character?
5.
Yeah, there's 5 bodies.
5 bodies.
Yeah.
Almost half of them died.
It was like when you played that Jungle Cruise game, more than half your boat died.
Now you understand why half of your
And it's
crew
on the Nile.
So there it is, folks. I'm just not gonna go on a boat on the Nile ever.
Or
a boat in general ever. Unless it's on a Disney cruise or we're going to Walt Disney World. One of the two.
That could be a good murder mystery.
That is true.
Death on Disney Cruise.
Good Lord, no.
That would be good.
Don't ruin that for me.
So let's get into our final ratings. Now,
No, wait. Interviewer interviewed someone named Nick Murphy. It always happens on a boat. Half the people die when I'm around.
Hey! It always got to happen on a boat. That's just it. It's always got to happen on a boat.
which the whole boat thing was dumb too. Like they could have done it in the hotel. It probably would have been easier because there's so many more people there. Why would they do it on a boat with less people? Who knows?
Yeah, but anyway, final ratings.
Yeah, final ratings. We'll go off with you, Shai, because Shai is the book reader. The book.
She was visibly frustrated with everything.
Shai, no one here is surprised if Shai brought the book to the movie. It was like, that wasn't on page 214.
Well, again,
Like, this part didn't happen on page 113, paragraph 3.
well, again, book's name is like Timothy Allerton. The last name is Allerton. So,
At least the name was better.
Yeah.
but no, once is good enough. Final rating.
Yeah, I
Because,
mean, did that make you happy that you read the book?
Yeah, I guess because I mean the book is.
I mean, you got Lord Farquaad doing 3 characters. This man said, I'll do it all, except murder people.
I mean, I think had I seen the movie and then read the book, maybe I'd have a different opinion. But since I did it the other way
I
around,
could see you getting mad.
I think either way, I think I would have just been mad.
All right, what about you, Adrian? What do you think? Did your
Honestly,
rating change?
No, once is good enough. Because like you said, it's a murder mystery. So like if you're trying to rewatch it again, you're like, I already know what happens. I know who the killer is.
Yeah.
I don't really need a recap.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fun to watch it with someone who hasn't seen it. Like that,
Yeah.
you can see their reaction. I was like, did you figure it out? Did you not? Do you know who the killer is? Do
He
you
just
not know
wants
how
to
the
be
killer-
like, you didn't get it, you
You didn't
dumbass!
get it, you dumb bitch.
You literal
In the
dummy.
first 5 minutes.
The facts are right here. Crazy bitch, poor
It's like,
bitch.
even I got it eventually.
Pulls out the whiteboard, said, "You missed this clue, this clue." Yeah, but for me, I keep my going in rating at once is good enough because if you watch it again and you notice stuff that you didn't notice the first time, you still know who the killer is, and there's still enough clues that you figured out to know who the killer is. Getting more insight wouldn't really change my all around perspective because it's like I know who did it, and this movie really lacked on the other characters building up suspicion. Outside of the cousin, there was no one else. I just thought that would be sus.
Yeah.
It's like the Lord. He's financially stable. He's a doctor. Book's mom is rich. The auntie, she keeps only what she needs. She gave away the rest, which I'll be like, you stupid auntie. But the singer, why would she kill who she's getting her paycheck from? And Suri's the bookkeeper. Why would she, try and ruin her mom or her aunt's business or I don't know that situation. But it's like, who else? Like, if you really think about it, who else could have really done it?
Yeah.
It was just.
He was the detective all along.
That would have been a good twist.
That would have been a great plot twist.
He's like, I solved all the mysteries but my own.
The other characters, greedy, selfish, like where you would think of being suspicious of them, wasn't like it wasn't strong enough for me to care.
Enough greedy or like selfish to like
outside of the cousin. I think the cousin, they try to make him sign the contract. Like there was a few things where I was like, okay, but it's just how the murders happened and stuff like that. I just couldn't put him there.
Right.
He didn't have a strong enough connection with the husband because if you think about it, if he marries Lynette, the cousin's screwing him over too. Like there was no homeboy connection that you could connect them to. Yeah. There was no like we're in it together because if Lynette dies, there's no one saying that the cousin would be able to take over the business since he's not even really in the will anyways. Mm-hmm. So that's why once is good enough. It's kind of hard to see it again and get a better perspective. I wouldn't even think about buying it. I'd like if it was on a streaming service and it was like 4, 5, or if someone else wants to see it, sure. But it's not drawing me to buy it. I think the one on the train was a lot better than this one.
It was.
I don't know how different the book to the movie was for that one, but that train one was a lot better.
I read that book too, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
Murder on the Orient
Express.
Because they're not direct sequels.
They're not really,
but not really connected. But it's the same detective on the train.
And it's the same authors.
Mm-hmm. And same authors.
So what about you, Murph? What's your final rating? He's like, somebody else died on a train? Shit. Never going on trains either.
I was telling Sharon, I was like, damn, it must suck that you walk into all this fucking murder and mystery.
Yeah, because in both times, he's just trying to be on vacation.
Yeah. But at the same time, I was like, well, you're a detective, so this obviously ends up winding toward you, so it makes sense.
I mean, like everybody said, it's a classic whodunit. It's just
a one and done.
It's just a one and done for me.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen it, I would recommend watching it.
Yeah, exactly. We're not saying the movie's bad. We're saying that after you've seen it the first time, you're like, oh, that was good, but you don't necessarily need to see it again. I mean, Wonder Woman died first. Like that made it downhill for me.
I definitely did not like that she died first. I felt like they would have saved her for something else. But then again,
they probably couldn't afford her to keep.
But then again, they wouldn't. Yeah. But then again, they wouldn't have needed the other 2 murders if it just didn't build up to that.
It's like, oh shit, we ran out of her salary for the budget. We got to kill her first.
For this master plan, they should have just killed her in the hotel room where there's a bunch more people. You're kind of limiting yourself on suspects when you're just on a boat.
But then it wouldn't be Death on the Nile.
That is true.
Death Hotel next to the Nile.
Death Hotel across from the Nile, down the street, right turn. But with that, guys, thank you guys for listening in. We appreciate you guys. Mm-hmm. Let us know. Obviously, pretty much everyone on this podcast episode is kind of logical with their thinking. So I think us being like nitpicky of something, you might not be as nitpicky as.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're on a podcast, so we got to complain about stuff, obviously.
Let us know who you thought it was. And if you were right.
Do you agree with Nick that
Did
it was
you
also
think
the
it was
doctor?
the doctor?
Did you think it was the doctor? Because I thought it was. Like,
Be honest. Did you think it was the doctor?
You know, let us know in the
he
comments
looks
what you
sus as
think.
Fuck.
Let us know in the comments what you think. You know, are we geniuses? Are we fucking idiots? And
I was a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's okay. If you watch our content, no one's surprised.
Hey!
Just kidding. But yeah, you know, we're gonna.
It's 50-50 here.
That's fair. You know, we're gonna start popping off more on the YouTube. It's just kind of hard. We're all so busy. School now, work. Adrian's manager decides to just wake up on a Tuesday and figure out the schedule.
I'm still waiting for next week's.
But hey, we
many-
came back and we came back better. We got a green screen. That's
many,
pretty cool.
So many baseball games.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And with that,
You gotta tone it down,
There are
coach.
16 MLB games for Saturday.
Good to know, Siri. Thank you.
Baseball's back? When did the
training.
lockout end?
Spring training.
And with that, you know,
That's not it.
make sure you like, subscribe, and remember,
Later.
you can be nerds about anything. But we're nerds about everything. Later.
He got it right.
Later.
I always get them right.